sometimes you have to think, is the money worth the stress? Is it worth the pain? Is it worth the hostile environment? Is it worth it? Hello and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm doing a story time. I'll be back with the Pop the Balloons though. That's like one of my favorite shows. But anyway, I'm doing a story time, so stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to all the new people to my channel. This is Your Intuition Speaks, and I do story times and I like to do reviews. It's fun for me because I like to talk. So that's if you know me in person. But anyway, I want to just dive right into the story time. Now, this story time is called I'm Leaving My Job. I'm leaving my job. Now, this job, it pays me pretty good. I'm in a good place at this job, but I'm not in a good place when it comes to certain people. And if you watch some of my story time, you'll know some of the things that were actually happening. And now it seems like it's actually progressed. Instead of getting better, it's actually progressed. Now, I can tell you, now I'm going to go into the reasons why I'm leaving. And I am currently on my search right now. Like, as we speak, I've been on my search. And I have to make some decisions about what I'm going to do. But the only reason I stayed was because they pay me good. And the work is not that hard. But the atmosphere has, become very hostile. Hostile is the best word that I can actually use to describe the atmosphere at my job. And now, if you can go back and you can see my videos with the stalker boss. Now, that is something that has progressed. And what is going on now is the stalking had slowed down, and then it had began to pick back up. And like, basically what had happened is I was getting so sick and so tired of everything that was happening. And I kind of rebuked him. I rebuked the boss. And he left me alone. But he didn't leave me alone, because every time he, say for example, he's walking past me, he had that attitude that was like I killed his dog or something, And I know it's the ego thing, because if you guys go back to the story, you'll find out a little bit more about the story, the stalker boss. Now, I was flirting with him at a point in time, but I had made it in my mind. I had decided that he's my boss, and I wanted to keep it like that. I wanted to keep it professional. And plus, I had found out like who he was, and I was just like, oh no, this is not for me. This is not what I want. This is not, no. And so that is when he started to be really cruel to me. And he did it in an underlined way, which was he would, I'm a machine operator. So he would give me machines, right, that, were, he would make my like, we get assigned machines. So he would make my night hard by giving me extra you know, and basically he was within guidelines that he was able to do that. But, you know, I felt it in my intuition, and that's your intuition speaks. And I just felt, oh, where was I? That thought just slipped my head. But anyway, okay. Oh, okay. Back to what he was doing. So, you know, he would give me these machines, but he wasn't giving them just to give them like, oh, this is within the guidelines. He's giving them because he's like, you know what, I'm gonna make your life hard. You know, you reject me, this is what I'm gonna do to you. And even I can say the other night as well, he gave like the plant was like shut down. Like when we walked in, everything was like shut down. But, you know, they eventually got everything back, you know, working. And he made sure that I had a machine, right, that was working. Everybody else, they was chillaxing for a little while. And here he put me at a machine, and he knew I didn't like that machine. So he had took me off of that machine a while ago. And it was like for a couple months I hadn't worked that machine. Like, because he knew I didn't like that machine. So because I have not bowed down, you know, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I have not bowed down to his demands. He put me on that machine. And not only did he put me on that machine, he made sure that I did not get, like, while everybody else was like waiting for their machines to come up, he made sure I was working the moment that I stepped on the floor, the moment that I stepped on the plant. He made sure I was working. And then he comes to me, and the machine was working so crappy, like literally like most of that night. It was working so crappy the first 2 hours that I had got there, right? So I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'm just taking it patiently. You know, I was just like, okay, you know, whatever. And he comes up to me, and you know that he had the rapport before he even, you know, came back to me saying, oh, you know, the machine is not working properly tonight, and we're going to move you to such and such a machine. Okay. So I was just like, okay, like I already knew that you had the rapport. You already knew the machine was working poorly that night. You already knew it, but you did it to make my life harder. So this is the reason why I'm leaving. Like, I am leaving. I am currently in, I mean, like I said, I did not want to leave because of the pay. You know, I'm making pretty good money to be at this place, but sometimes you have to think, is the money worth the stress? Is it worth the pain? Is it worth the hostile environment? Is it worth it? And then, so here, it's like, with him, it's like you give him an inch, he takes a yard. So I was nice to him, okay? I was nice to him. And then he comes downstairs, and he's standing around with the other guy who's a pervert. He's an old pervert. So he's standing around with him, right? And they position themselves where they could see me walk back and forth, right? And I was like, no, they did. And I peeped it. I'm like, cause I be watching my surroundings. I'll be like a hawk. And so I decided I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna go the other way. And, you know, they acknowledged that I was going around. And he comes up to me, and I go around to the other machine. He comes up to me, and he's like, what did he say? He said, what did he say to me? He was like, oh, thank you. because like I was going the extra mile. Like I was cleaning around my machines and stuff like that, and which you're supposed to do. But, you know, like some people are lazy. But besides the point, like, why are you thanking me for doing my job? Like, he looks for things to come up to me and talk to me. Like, I feel like he is so jilted by the rejection. And the thing is, yo, he has somebody. Like, he has somebody. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. So not only that night too, and I just been realizing, like, it's not gonna get any better. You know, it's every night that week, like, I was literally on my knees, and God was helping me. He was helping me. But he had given us, and the one girl spoke it, she said we were going to be getting more machines. And it's within the guidelines. So he's very crafty. He thinks with this. It's like, how can I get her? You know, how can I? And those are for me, I feel like those are the most dangerous ones. The ones that are crafty, because they can go under the radar and still be within, you know, boundaries, within rules, within guidelines. But they're doing it with a evil or hostile, or they're doing it with a motive that is not kosher. So he goes and he gives me 4 machines. And the machine that he gives me is so fast. It's one of the fastest machines that we have, plus 3 other ones on top of it. And I was thinking, like, oh, how am I going to do this? You know, like I know I'm capable of doing it. It's just all night I'm going to be like, bing, 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 bing. I don't want to be like a jelly bean jumping back and forth, and I'm gonna be moving, okay? I'm gonna be moving. And it's like, that's what he wants, you know? Like, he's like, I can't get her this way, but I can get her this way. And even upstairs, the one night, my machines, like 2 of them had went down. Like I told you, God was helping me. Like 2 of them had went down, and he's looking like he's like one of those bosses that are so like domineering, and so like he gotta insert himself in everything, and everything gotta go the way that he wants it. And you know, he's really like power hungry. You know what I mean? He's like really power hungry. So that's one of the reasons why I'm leaving. And there was another reason. The couple. It's like the job has its good and has its bad. You know what I mean? Like I've met a best friend at work. Like, she is amazing, and she is a true friend. But it's just those bad apples that are in the bunch that spoil it. You know what I mean? And that's what's happening to me. And so the guy, like, he had backed off of me a little bit or whatnot. But lately, I feel, you know, in my intuition that it's become even more intensified. Like, the one night, he was like hovering around, like your girlfriend's downstairs. Now they go, you know, they want a third party in the relationship, but I'm not interested. Just like in the boss, I'm not interested. And I like I said, I was blunt with the boss, and I basically had, in so many words, told him to back off, you know. And he did. But then I started being nice again. But with this one, he keeps his distance and watches my every move. And so does she. And he's hovering around me the whole night. Hovering around me. And then the next night, he's hovering in my space again. And this time, I walked down the steps, and you would have thought that Beyonce walked down the steps, you know. And, you know, I know I'm not as beautiful as she is, you know, but you would have thought that because when I walked down the steps, he was in full attention, and like it was like you just felt it, you know. You just felt the energy, you know. The energy was so like so moving at that it was so fired up at that time. And I'm just like, dude, your girlfriend's right there. And I know she doesn't care, but it's like he's done it around her, but he hasn't made it evident. And like the way he did it was like so evident. It was so evident, you know. And then I'm in a different position. I'm in a different place downstairs, and he comes walking out, and I felt that energy, that a sexual energy, you know. It was like so overwhelming, you know, like I was like dinner appetizer, you know. I was breakfast, I was 3 all in one, and dessert 4 all in one. And I was like, oh my goodness, like this is not good. This is not good. And this is what I was thinking in my head, like this is too much. This is like next level. Like I was just like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I was trying to hold on to my job. I was, you know, I've been there for a little while, for like maybe like 2 years. And like I said, you know, the money's good. The work is easy. The work is not that hard, you know, unless like lately, that's number 3 reason why I'm leaving. They've been working you, and they're allowed, you know, and this is what the upper management, you know, who sit in their upper places and think that they, you know, they don't come down and experience what we're experiencing, you know. They just tell us, oh, you have to work this many machines or whatever, you know, and they just use their power. But they don't care about their employees anymore, you know. Before, like when I first came, it was like such a great place to work. And now it's like it's going to crap, you know. And then you have others that are working their butts off. And then you'll have other people just like literally like standing around, won't give you a hand with nothing. They'll see you drowning, and they will not throw anything out there to save you. You are on your own, or you have to depend on the one that is already swamped and already giving of themselves the whole shift. So I just deemed it of myself that it's time to move on. And I want to share that with you guys. And I don't know like what you guys are going through, you know, on your jobs, but sometimes it is time to let go. And I feel like it's my time to let go. And because I've been like just holding on, like just holding on like that cat on a tree, you know, just holding on. And I feel like I know like it's time to go. And it's so hard because I you know, especially as a woman, as a single person, like you look for that stability, you know. I'm looking like that was my stability, you know. But I know, I mean, I know there's other jobs out there, but you know, I mean, it's hard to find jobs that really pay well as well, depending on what you do, you know. And finding a good environment And like I said, you have those apples. You have some good apples, but you also have those rotten ones, that are, and those rotten ones make it hard for any individual, make the atmosphere toxic, and energy doesn't lie. It does not lie. In your intuition, when you feel something and you know something is misplaced, you got to go with it. You got to go with it. And I just, I've never felt like just such a, I mean, like I said, like I was going to go to upper management and talk to them. It's just that one of my friends had did that, and because she's working under him, he made her job a whole lot harder within the guidelines. So I just know that it's just time for me to get on up and get on out. I mean, it is what it is. So, this is my story time. I'm leaving my job, y'all. I'm leaving my job. And y'all don't know, I'm I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. I am a true fighter. I'm a true warrior. And I fight for the things that I really want. And like I said, this job was a good start, and the culture was pretty right, But now it just feels like it's just become very hostile. And I don't have to bow down to anybody that I don't want to bow down to, and I'm not. So I know for my sanity, I know it's time for me to get up and go. You got to know when it's time to get up and go. You got to know when it's time to just stand there and fight. But there's a time for everything. You got to know when is the time for you. So I know this is like a serious one, but I don't know what y'all going through out there, but I know that life be throwing some punches. Life be throwing some punches. So if you're new to my channel, I mean, this video is a little heavier than the other videos that I usually do, but this is part of my nightmare experience on the job. So so it's going in the category. So I hope that you guys enjoy my video, and put down some comments down there, some wisdom or whatever, you guys. I mean, even if you're going through your own, something on your job or whatnot, because, working a secular job can be really, really challenging, especially in this day and age. There's a lot of toxicity out there, especially when you're trying to keep your mind right and trying to keep your sanity. You're trying to have peace. It could get real rough out there. But I'm gonna let you guys go because I'm rambling right now. But I'm gonna say that if you're new to my channel and you feel me and you feel my energy, there's a time for everything. Okay, there's a time for fun. There's a time to laugh. There's a time to cry. There's a time to be serious. There's a time to vent. There's a time to shut up. You know what I'm saying? So if you like my energy and you feel me on what I'm doing, or just I touch you in some kind of way, please share and subscribe. Or somebody is going through something, going through a job situation, and you feel that this video could speak to them, share it, So you never I don't know who I can touch, but if I touch one, I'm good. So I will see you guys on my next video. Peace out, y'all. Mwah!